What is
Pizza looks
up,
good.
homeboys? What do you
Oh,
got there?
we're
Pizza?
live?
You got pizza? Show
Oh,
the pizza.
shit.
Check what this guy's got.
Oh, shit.
Damn, brother. You got pizza from, where'd you get that from?
This is Detroit style pizza.
Detroit style pizza from D-Town, right? All right, guys. So today, show is sponsored by D-Town Pizza. Raphael over here is gonna partake while we do this show.
With some ranch.
Yo, with some ranch. It is
You
episode
can't
107,
go
brother.
wrong. 107?
107, bro.
Wow,
What happened to your lip,
107.
bro? Did you get in a fight?
You know what, dude? I got into a fist fight the other day,
Nice,
but
bro.
no, it's because of the shaving, actually. I got in a fight with my
Shaving.
razor. Apparently, I wanted to be
man.
a little more aggressive on my lip, and
You got
had-
whiskers growing on your lip, do you?
apparently I had something on my lip, and I had to get rid of it. I don't know what it was. I
Probably
don't know.
just shit on your lip.
Probably some poop or something, but you know, dude, it's all
Yo.
love, bro, dude. I mean, it's a day, man. It's Saturday today, and
It is Saturday. It is past 4:20. But
you know, we're on
you're already
time,
baked,
right?
right? You're already baked.
Oh, dude,
Get the
it's
baked
always
pizza.
420 over here, guys. I mean, I'm
Oh, yeah.
definitely gonna do another bong rip for sure. But man, we got an amazing guest today in the house, man.
Yes.
We got the homies from Wildguard. We want to bring them in here, and let's just see if they're
Is
ready.
he there? Oh, there
I
he
want to
is.
see
There
if
he
he's
is.
in the queue here, and we're
He's in
gonna
the queue.
and you know what I'm
He's
saying.
waiting in the wing.
We had to have our assistants go and get our guests. You know, we're that status, guys. We're at that point now. You know, this is the time now where, you know, so they said we're gonna bring him in. Ready?
Yeah, he's ready, right?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Here we
cool.
go.
Here we go, guys. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna bring in our guest, the homie Michael from Wallet Guard.
Let's
Yo,
go. How's it going, guys?
doing good, brother. How you doing?
Doing great. Awesome to be on Homeboi Flicks, and this is going to be an awesome episode. We're going to share that security alpha, going to be vibing, and yeah, just talking about the space and Web3. So super excited.
Yeah,
Hey, brother. Pleasure to have you on here, brother. And yeah, we're changing. Technology's changing. It's moving fast, and what you guys are doing is going to just help people along to want to come along and be a part of this space, and feel secure and know that there's a good community behind it, and there doesn't have to be what the media makes it out to be. We're all here to just spread the real story and have fun. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. And it's awesome to be doing it with other people in the space that have like the same mindset, that want to help each other out to the point where understanding what the blockchain can do for us as a society, and also the security that's behind it and the communities that talk about that security. So I definitely want to give a shout out to you guys for holding this stream and choosing this as a topic, outside of vibing with Michael K.
Yo,
hell yeah, brother.
Yo, well, Michael, I mean, how was your NFT LA? I know we couldn't get to meet up, bro, but how was it, dude? Like, how was your time out there?
Yeah, NFT LA was awesome. There was a ton of networking events outside of the actual conference, so it was really cool to be able to go network, meet a bunch of new people. I've done a lot of different NFT events and conferences in the past, like NFT NYC and Art Basel. So it's really been cool to see that vibe carried over, because that was my first NFT LA. I haven't been there prior to that, so it was cool. We sponsored an event with Paraspace. A shout out to Paraspace. They're doing big things. Nice. Sheil on the team over there, he's awesome stuff that he's doing too. And being able to help sponsor that event, it was at Champ Medici's place in the hills. So that was really cool to be at a spot and hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, did you hear about that Rebud house?
Rebud house? I don't think so. What was it? What do you mean?
There was a project called, I don't know if you ever heard of the project Rebud.
No,
you never heard of that one. So dude, it's crazy how there's so many cool projects out there. This project, I had a good friend. He invited me to a bunch of different parties, but we went to different networking events outside of the convention as well. There was this party for the holders. It was literally like they rented a mansion for 2 days for their holders. If you had a holders like Rebud pass, and it's like going to this mansion and literally like getting different like weed vendors there, getting free weed, getting like goodie bags, networking with artists, different people there, vibing. Like it was epic, bro. Like, and
I'm
I was
pretty
like,
sure I'm pretty sure I
yeah,
ran into that event one of those nights. Like the amount of mansion parties and just like crazy events that went down. I mean, after like the fourth night, I was kind of like tired of it. You know, I was like, this
yeah,
that was great, you know, but
yeah.
yeah, I think I actually know what you're talking about. Crazy stuff. It was a crazy event.
Yeah, and it's just so cool though. Like honestly, like even those late nights, it had, dude. Honestly, I'm more of like I get up at 5 a.m. type of guy, go to the gym early, get it going, And I was, man, it couldn't help it. We're just throwing off that whole week, with everybody hanging out, wanting to vibe. It felt like towards the end of the night, it was like live Twitter Spaces, like in person, dude. Like it was so funny. Everybody would just like when someone would talk, and then the other person's, we would just be like all quiet, and then be like, yeah, man. So, yeah, it's like it's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
You're
I
used
mean,
to
what
doing
is
it.
what is sleep at that point, right? Like, what is even sleep?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. That's cool, man. No, but dude, how did you get into Web3, bro? I mean,
What's your background? Like,
yeah,
what led to
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So I've been doing IT, pretty much my whole life. I was the CEO of an IT company, helped that scale to over 15,000 customers and a bunch of different little stores, a retail spot in New York. And it was really cool to, be in the IT space, focus on cybersecurity, work with businesses as well as residential customers. So it was something that I built, over time with my own business, and then eventually merged it with a larger one, and did that for about 8 years. After exiting that company, I then went full time into Web3, and I've been in crypto since 2016, but never really got into NFTs. And essentially, I hated NFTs. I didn't know what NFTs were, right? Imagine like being in the IT space and not being able to like wrap your head around like what an NFT is, and it's all tech-based stuff, right? So, one day I checked the price of mana. Uh, it's a currency in Decentraland, and I had invested into mana pretty early. And when I had checked the price of it, it had skyrocketed, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to like really look into it and check out like what exactly is mana, what is Decentraland. So I went on Reddit, and I did a search for Decentraland, and it took me to. I eventually ended up on a YouTube video of Peanut Butter, who's in the space. He's awesome. He works on the Decentraland Foundation at right now, which is crazy because back then, when we first met, none of us were really doing what we are doing right now. So it's insane how quickly everything progresses. But I watched his YouTube video about Decentraland, and he was like, okay, you could get into Decentraland. You don't even need a wallet. You could just go to this website and click guest and jump right in. So I decided to do that. And the first person that I ran into as soon as I like jumped into this metaverse was Zeta. And Zeta introduced himself to me, and he said, come check out my gallery, right? And he's like, type this, go to, and you could teleport to my gallery. And I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, like crazy concept, right? So we teleport to his gallery, and it's like, he's like, I built this yesterday, and I uploaded it, and this is the land that I own. And my NFTs are on the wall, and like we're walking through this gallery, and I'm like, this is like pretty crazy. Like I started to get the concept of like what an NFT could be, right? It could be something that somebody created that verifies that it's from them, right? So, for example, he's a photographer, so his NFTs were representative of the work he was doing, and basically making it something that lasts forever on the blockchain. So, checking out the NFTs, and Peanut Butter walks into this gallery, and I'm like, my mind is blown. I'm like, wait a second, I was just watching this guy on YouTube. Like, this is insane. And from that point on, they showed me like OpenSea and MetaMask and all these different, parts of the NFT space, and just went down that rabbit hole. I got my first NFT. One of my first NFTs was land in Decentraland. I got a single parcel at the time, and there was a bunch of different communities, one of them being Last Slice. Shout out to the whole Last Slice crew. They basically are a community of developers and designers that come together and build different experiences in Decentraland, and they've been done it for some pretty big brands at this point, and also like Wall Street Bets and Samsung. So they've taken it to a whole nother level. But yeah, that really showed me that, you know, owning an NFT is something that you could actually build a business on top of, that you could monetize, that it's not really always just about like flipping, because I generally don't flip NFTs. I like to collect NFTs. I like to buy things that I know I could license, that I could monetize, make a business out of. And at the end of the day, if it goes to zero, I'm not worried about it because I bought it because I liked it. And I'm not going to be stuck at the end of the day like holding a bag of NFTs I myself don't like and that I can't sell. So I think the concept of understanding that when you're coming into the space early is it could really change the way that you deal with NFTs. So yeah, just started my first metaverse business, essentially hosting events on my land and leasing the land out, building little scenes. The biggest event that we did was last September. We did the first live stream for pay-per-view in the metaverse. That was with DAZN. It was for the Canelo and Triple G fight. So it was token gated. You had to get a Canelo NFT to see it. And it was, you know, we built this whole virtual stadium, and it was awesome to do a live stream and work with such a big brand. And it really shows like how, you know, going from a single parcel and being able to scale it to 50 over time, using the same amount of investment from the initial start is crazy what you can do, how you can create a business from scratch out of thin air and make your own formula for it. So if you guys got any questions about anything so far, let me know, because that's like the first half.
No, honestly, so with your cybersecurity background and IT background, when you started coming into the Web3 and understanding NFTs and what they were, what was your opinion or what was your outlook on as far as like the security for everyone being involved with NFTs and Web3? Because like Jeff and I, like we've been in it since what, 2020, right? And we came in when like all the blood was going. You know, there were a lot of rug projects, there were a lot of
the end of the bull
scamming and stuff like that going on. So like, what was your opinion with your background coming into this space, like as far as security for all users?
Yeah, definitely a good question. So my opinion was and is still the concept that the experience is bare metal. It's not necessarily easy to interface with or tell if you're going to be doing something that's malicious, or it's not ready for the mass adoption that we're looking for. I think it's going to be very possible over time with the right tooling and the right interfaces. So what we're doing with Wallet Guard, this kind of leads a little bit into Wallet Guard, is the concept where we're trying to make the experience of browsing Web3 a little more secure, as well as more human readable. So when you're doing a transaction in MetaMask, for example, all you're seeing really at the end is a gas fee. You're not necessarily seeing in clear format what a signature is going to do, or what a transaction or a swap or a claim is going to do inside of your wallet. So working with the team, and you know, there's multiple parts to the security that we're providing, but working with the team on the transaction simulation over the past 4 to 5 months, it really helped me be more comfortable onboarding my friends and family into the space, because now you're able to clearly see like, hey, you know, you're about to give away your NFT, or this is a malicious website. Don't interact with this. Because without a line of defense there, I can't be comfortable setting up a MetaMask for somebody and then they go and type OpenSea incorrectly, or they go to a bad website and click sign on a signature they can't necessarily read, and all their stuff is gone. It's just not practical for the masses to come in at that point. So security is very important, and security education is very important on top of that, but the tooling is more important combined with that education, because the education by itself is not enough. You could have the greatest security OPSEC in the world. You know, recently what happened with NFT God, for example, where, you know, it was late at night and he was downloading a file and he didn't necessarily pay attention. So that let a remote attacker into his device, and then he got his assets taken from him. So you could have the best security OPSEC in the world. You could have an antivirus and a firewall. You could have wallet guard, but nothing's 100% secure. At least we could get to the point where we're as close to 100% as possible. So you still got to keep your eyes open. You still got to be cognizant of what's in front of you. But yeah, as far as security in the space, I thought at the time that I came in, it was something that was missing and was definitely something that could be improved upon and also change the landscape a little bit to allow more people to come in.
Mm-hmm. What I thought was interesting, I know I hate to rewind, but you know, kind of heard what Luke and we had like the opposite experience of what you got in the space. And what I thought was interesting is how you found that you said Mata, it was Decentraland, the coin, right?
Mana.
Mana, yeah, Mana.
What my curiosity is, what attracted you to that coin? Like, were you like saying you read some articles and you're like, you know what, that's interesting, and then you saw where it was at and you're like, you know, maybe I should just look into it more?
Well, a lot of the sentiment before coming into NFTs was to make money, right? Like it's like right. It's not. It was like I'm a trader, right? You look at the charts, you see what's looking like it's going to, you know, bring in a decent return. And, you know, again, none of what I'm saying in this entire video is financial advice, FYI, to be honest, all that stuff. But, you know, looking at it as a trader and dealing with crypto prior to it, it's like, okay, I didn't know the inner workings of it. I knew it was some sort of currency that was tied to a metaverse and whatever, but Decentraland was out since 2017, and I hadn't even taken a second to consider going into it until like it pumped to the point that I was like, okay, what's going on, right? So so
it had to be an incentive.
It could have been something like, it's all about like actually wanting to know what it is, right? Like people are coming into the space, they're throwing money at everything, whether it's crypto or NFTs, and they're hoping that they make an insane amount of money and they bring it back to fiat and they exit. That's not practical.
No.
That's how it was before
That's the stock market.
Yeah, that I feel like that mentality is out the door now, because it's almost like you'd be stupid to think that way, because it's like, well, why won't you just use crypto? Like I eventually just want to live off of crypto full time, to be honest. It's just my own opinion. Yeah, eventually I would love to just have digital assets instead. You know, I mean, fiat's just dead.
Yeah, well, in the you know, I don't want to get into like a whole, you know, political thing, but I think let's take an example of a recent event. They are about to sell Bitcoin that they got that's worth over $1 billion currently at a discount in order to get fiat for it, which is something that they can print and create out of thin air, which is what they do. It's the whole idea of how the government looks at the cryptocurrency currently is backwards, right? It's like you are literally being handed something that is deflationary, right? In whether it's, you know, it depends on the cryptocurrency, of course, but you're being handed something that's deflationary or has no central entity that can control it, that can't create more of it, and you're trading it for less of something that you can create. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Imagine they took that and reinvested it into just even as a holdings for the country, right? Like there could be so many different ways to go about using the type of funds that they have run into. And I think that shows a little bit about the sentiment behind what they have for the space. It's not positive.
No, I see what you're saying. There can be kind of both sides to it, you know, because we don't know how things are gonna, you know, some people say like
they think it's a hustle. That's what it is.
What was that rich? You know, the Rich Poor Dad. What's his? You know that guy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Everybody makes fun of him because he's like, oh, he keeps on predicting the worst of the worst. Like he had a video saying, yeah, they're working on, you know, coming out with this token, and then they're gonna just control all the tokens, or so. I don't know. I was just like, all right, you know what I mean? It's like nobody knows. It's weird. It's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like you really can't like say this is what it is, but
No,
you can't.
I think the government I don't know. I don't watch the news that often, but I think they're trying to push the idea of a one world currency. And people who aren't in the know think that that is cryptocurrency. They think that that's what, and it's not. Obviously, it's like you said, it's the polar opposite of that. It's a decentralized currency. It's a currency for the community. But like you said, people need to know how to use it in order to get the full effect from it. It's not a hustle. It's not stock market. You don't come in, just make some money and then go back to fiat. Fiat currency is just deflating as we speak. So it makes no sense to do that. So basically,
what is going to be the idea of every country now having their own CBDC? What's the difference between what they have now and what that is? It's just the concept. You're getting rid of physical currency. You're not. It's not going to be something that the masses would be able to take a look and be like, okay, you can't create this out of thin air, or you can't lock my funds because you have control of the entire chain, right? So blockchain technology is great if it's used in the right manner. But if someone came to you and said, hey, I've already misused all your funds and I'm trillions in debt and I keep printing trillions of dollars, but I thought of this new system that I'm going to move you over to, trust me on this. It's like, no, you've lost my faith in letting you do anything with what I have, right? Like it doesn't make any sense.
No, I what you said about faith too. It amuses me. Like when I talk to people I know about it who don't know anything about crypto and NFTs, they say, well, what's backing it up? Like what gives it its value? And, you understand that like fiat currency is backed by faith. Like you're just trusting that the government is putting value in your money, but they're devaluing it as you go along. So what do you have to lose by getting involved with crypto and NFTs if you know what you're doing?
Right. You don't want to, like, again, like it's what happened in 2017 when everybody and their parents threw money at, crypto, and didn't understand the concept of anything outside of Coinbase, right? They didn't get that it's not even your own keys at that point. It's not your own wallet, right? No one cared. They just wanted to make money. To me, the monetary value does not matter. What matters is what the technology can do and what it unlocks when it comes to security and privacy. These are concepts that 99% of people don't want to even think about because it's fear of the unknown. When you try to talk to somebody about crypto and you can tell they're immediately repulsed by it, it's just fear of the unknown. But eventually they'll be using it without knowing they're using it. They will be using blockchain without knowing they are using blockchain.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm using. So
no, 100%, dude. And I just think, obviously it's just such what are your thoughts on how like the 27th, how they're opening up that Amazon marketplace with Avalanche? What do you think about that?
So I think it's a good thing that they are using blockchain in order to onboard masses like Reddit did without, again, people knowing that they're using the blockchain, right? So you have to have multiple channels of how the technology will be used by different massive brands and companies that are properly onboarding their users in a way that, like, let me put it like this. Let's pretend Amazon released that same exact concept, but they were like, yeah, we're using Ethereum, right? Let's pretend, right? They would be a disaster after day one. Because people, there's no refunds, first of all, right? Like there's no ability to just, refund your crypto from a wallet unless, again, there has to be the ability for Amazon to be able to control and custody this information for people, so that they don't go and self-compromise, or they don't go and misuse or think they are using Amazon when they really aren't. Because again, scammers are going to be running loose as soon as this thing drops. You're going to be getting DMs about, Amazon, check this launch. It's going to happen. So I think it's a good thing. It's more a good thing than a bad thing. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously the way I'm starting to hearing from our discussion just now, and I've talked about this with my girl too. It's like, I feel like we need to implement this minting blockchain-ish technology into paying your bills, like buying food or buying, like, just to where it could feed the ecosystem continuously, like that way. And obviously there should be that decision if the people are like, well, whoa, what are these NFTs or what is this? It gives you like that opportunity if you want to be more of a serious investment and serious, another opportunity to come into a different community, right? So that's the one thing I'm wondering, how can that blockchain be adopted into everyday thing that we do right now?
Definitely. So let's take a couple of different examples, a couple of different industries. Let's start with healthcare. Okay. So what can blockchain do with healthcare? So healthcare currently, if you go to a dentist, if you go to a doctor, if you go to a hospital, a dermatologist, whatever, each entity is taking your information. It's taking your name, your address, your email, your blood type, your allergies. You don't know how each of those institutions is saving that information, whether it's securely stored, whether they are actively being compromised or not, right? All of that information is copied now to multiple institutions, and there's multiple attack vectors of your data. And it also requires a lot of bureaucratic middlemen in order to make these systems operate, where data entry is a massive part of it. And sometimes that data entry is done incorrectly because, let's say you're at the dentist office and you're writing it out on their form, and then you hand it in, and now they see that your eye looks like an E or whatever the case is, and they type it wrong as they're entering your information in the computer. Now your information is slightly wrong. Your last name is messed up in one place and not the other. There's too many variables associated with the current healthcare system when it comes to your personal data, right? Your personal information about you and your medical history. So let's imagine that none of that needed to exist. All of that paperwork, all of those servers, all of those employees and data centers, all of those data entry farms did not need to exist. And instead, your information was held securely in your own custody as a token that holds your medical data, like your allergies and whatnot, right? And you are giving access to the institution to view that data when you are visiting and need that assistance, right? You are letting them, so in an emergency room situation where you might not be able to respond, blockchain technology would be able to access your token given the environment that you are in order to access the fact of your medical information to help you because you're about to be operated on because something happened, right? Like in an emergency environment. And you wouldn't need all of these centralized systems that have all of this data and resources and mail and paper and ink and gas and back and forth and employees and this. Same thing with banking, right?
Yeah.
The banks have, what's the point of a bank? The point of a bank is for them to hold our statements, essentially, right? To show where funds go from one to another. And all of that information is held on servers. All of that information requires multiple buildings, multiple employees, the mail, right? Like it requires all of these different resources in order to function and operate. So with blockchain and cryptocurrency, you don't need any of those variables. You don't need those middlemen. You don't need credit. Like there's so many different variables you could eliminate by using blockchain technology that are a massive dead weight on these existing systems.
So basically, like you said, with the having your information and everything that you need to do your banking or your healthcare or whatever entity that it is, it's like, okay, you're in an emergency room because you were in a car crash and you cannot fill out the paperwork. You cannot do all that stuff that needs to be done in order for the doctors and whatever, bureaucracy needs to be taken care of, because now it's all on the blockchain. It's all secured under you and who you are. And it really it comes down to consent. That's really what it is, whether it's banking or healthcare, is that it's the human side of it, the consent, and you knowing that your information is secure and that it's being used for the right reasons, and that like you said, don't have to go through all these other resources where papers can fly about, information can fly about, and you don't know whose hand it can fall into.
I think consent is the right word. I think the idea is that you, at that point, you own your own assets, your own data, your own medical information. You are the one holding this, and you are letting other websites interface with it. So let's take it from a social network point of view, right? Right now, Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and all these different social networks, the concept is the same. They hold our information. They have our data, right? They are the ones that have been compromised multiple times, and our data has been leaked, including our photos and our videos and our names and our addresses and all these different types of information that we chose to trust them with, right? Yeah. So because in the future,
I just wanted to say this before you kept going. It's because most people think, well, I have nothing to hide, so I have no problem giving all my information. I just wanted to say that before you keep going, what you were saying.
And instead it should be the other way around. It should be they are offering the shell of a service, right? They are offering the social network interface and layout, and you are coming to them and giving, letting your token interface with their network, your photos and videos are part of what you own, and your identity, and as far as what your public profile shows, is what you are able to control, and you are connecting to Facebook, connecting to Twitter, connecting to different social networks, this way eliminating the need not only for their servers to hold that information, but also the concept of email addresses and passwords and all these different variables that could be easily more compromised because of their risk to security out of the box. So it's using blockchain technology for verification and also for privacy and the security. It's kind of a no-brainer for every service to adapt some sort of blockchain within their own company in order to offload services, in order to save on cost, in order to increase their security. And I mean, it's a no-brainer if it's done properly. If it's done properly is the big thing there, because even massive companies can't sometimes keep exploits from occurring, which is something that is definitely needs to be worked on.
Yeah. And it's not just the human aspect, like you said, it's businesses too that can hold all their files, all their bureaucracy, whatever it is, in one place on the blockchain. So they're not having to give out their information to multiple entities just to make ends meet and, obviously create more business for themselves. They have it where they need it. People come to them. It's decentralized.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
No. And I was, dude, honestly, I was thinking of Wallet Guard earlier, and you know what? I want to throw this at you guys. I think I threw it at one of you guys on this, one of them on the space with the Degen space, and I don't know if it's even possible, but I'm like, it'd be so fucking cool later on to be able to have Wallet Guard be able to have like your crypto and NFTs in one place, and you just don't you get on any device and you could just access it. It's all securely, and you don't have to hold on to anything.
Yeah, I think the concept of what we're trying to do is give you a security layer in between your chosen wallet, your chosen websites that you want to interface with, your chosen exchanges, and whatever else. This way, we're a little more dynamic, right? We're blockchain agnostic at the point of phishing detection, and soon we'll be implementing, excuse me, more chains. Right now, we are supporting Ethereum mainnet, which most transactions are currently on. But within the next month, we are planning on releasing EVM support. So that will drastically change things as far as interoperability and being able to work with everything, right? So we don't want to hold your data. We don't want to hold your assets or be liable for any of that. What we want to do is we want to show you what is safe to interact with. I think that's what's been missing this whole time. It's like, how do you know what's exactly happening when you hit sign? How do you know what's happening when you do a swap or you hit a supposed free claim that ends up not being a free claim? So those are the layers that we're focusing on, and building trust in the space is one of the hardest things, especially if you're a security company, right? So we've been building that trust by hosting community spaces. We've done 35 separate episodes that are all recorded on our official wallet_guard Twitter page. We went open source. Our repository is available on GitHub. We did that about a month and a half ago. So again, being as transparent as possible and showing users that, hey, we're not directly interacting with your wallet. We don't have even the ability to, with the outline of how our technology is working to secure you. So all those variables in place make it a no-brainer for anybody that's in the space to just have a layer of defense and a layer to tell you in clear human format, like human readable format, like, yo, this is what's going down. You don't want to do this, right? You don't have that out of the box.
No, and I just think that's extremely everything right now, especially as we enter this unknown territory. A lot of people are so scared to click links now, and it's like it's actually ruining the user experience, for people that are really trying to share links that are legitimate, that are trying to show, that other side. What I like about what your guys' extension is too, is that even if the website is not like dangerous, you at least warn and say, well, this could be a danger, just FYI, right. this type of link, right?
Yeah,
I think that's really that's important.
Yeah, it definitely is. So there's people say DYOR a lot, right?
Right.
But they don't explain the DYOR part. So if you were to DYOR on how to figure out if a website is a scam or not, there's multiple heuristics, there's multiple layers you would check. And one of those being, when was the domain registered? When was this website created? Right? So you can get that by looking at public whois information. You could go to who.is, type any domain, and you could see the date it was registered. And sometimes that information on who registered it is public. But let's pretend there's a project that says they've been building for months, and they got this crazy game and you should download it because you're going to test it out and they're going to give you an ETH for it and whatever the case is, and they send you the link to the site, and a normal person wouldn't be able to go and check public whois information. We can't expect people to do that, let alone read understand solidity or how to read a signature, right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's not practical to assume that. So if you were to go and check public whois information and that website was created the day before, that domain, that .com was registered the day before, they haven't been building for months. This is something that was just spun up, and it's created in order to trick the user. It's created to be malicious. So that variable is handled by WalletGuard. We're checking public whois information. We're telling you if the website is either a known scam, known for phishing, might be trying to imitate a legitimate project, was recently registered or not, right? These are things that we want to, check multiple heuristics for the user, so they don't have to go DYOR. It should be handled through something that's user friendly. When you're like I said, like when you're using an ATM machine, you don't care about the inner workings of the ATM machine. You just want it to work. So that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We want to make clicking links safer. We want to be able to show the user, bro, like you don't want to do that, or this is okay to do. So
Yeah. For someone who might have like a basic 101 understanding of how the internet works and, barely understand what Web3 and Web2 like differences are, like, okay, just for example, like what would you, if somebody asked, well, what's the difference between ExpressVPN and Wallet Guard? And like what is, because we know what that is, but what for somebody who may not know what that means, you know what I mean?
yeah, for sure. So I could break down the difference. Like, if it literally is that what you're asking?
I mean, we know what it is, but yeah, just for people watching who may not
Yeah.
understand.
So a VPN, yeah, definitely. So a VPN is software that you're using to basically randomize your IP address so that it's not the same IP from your home, let's say, because your home network has a public IP address. And if you are self-identifying and always using the same address when you're going to multiple different websites and you want to access something that you don't necessarily want to be tracked on, you would use a VPN, or you would use a VPN to access services that aren't available within your own jurisdiction. Now, none of this is something that I would recommend, doing.
Of course.
Take what you will with it. Right? We love the government, right? A VPN is a virtual private network. It randomizes your public IP address so that you don't have to worry about self-identifying yourself on the internet using the same address every day to these servers that you're interfacing with. So
anonymity.
Exactly. The difference between that and Wallet Guard is a security layer for your existing wallet. So you're using MetaMask, you're using Ledger. What we're doing is we're providing a layer of security that's telling you if the website you're about to go to is a known scam site, or has a wallet drainer on it, or can perform a malicious transaction, or will drain your assets. Totally different than randomizing your IP for privacy's sake. So with Wallet Guard, again, it's a tool, it's a security tool, it's a layer that makes browsing Web3 a little safer, actually a lot safer, to be honest, because without it, it's completely unsafe. But also making transactions and signatures and swaps and claims and all these things that we deal with human readable, easy to see exactly what's happening before you hit confirm in MetaMask to proceed.
Do you think that you're going to be another? Oh, sorry.
No. I just said nice. I just like, yeah, that's a great explanation.
So in the future, you're going to be a middle protection, right? I mean, obviously, for when we can be able to disconnect and be wireless.
You got the Neuralink, popped into your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you better have Wallet Guard installed, bro. You better have Wallet Guard installed.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
We're all gonna need it.
I feel like we're gonna need that shit beyond, dude.
Oh yeah, no, it's something that we plan to continuously update as times and things change, right?
No,
it's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, it's going to go beyond Wallet Guard. It's not just going to be for wallet. It's, when we're all 10, 15, 20, 30 years into the future, when we're all existing as digital entities and not in our human bodies anymore, we're going to really need to be careful where we're putting our existence and where we want to go, because if we can, like, the nice thing about, like, now is we still exist as human beings, and okay, our wallet might get hacked, our IP address might get hacked, whatever, but it doesn't affect us as humans. It just affects our entities. But now, 100 years in the future, we're gonna want to protect ourselves digitally as
100 years.
Not, who knows how long it's gonna take. But I'm talking about the singularity. We all exist as digital beings. We're not in our human bodies.
we're going
that far.
We're going
We're
there.
going that far.
That's what we're gonna be. That's what we're gonna
Yeah.
be. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see how the space changes within the next 10 years, let alone 1 year, right? Look at how crazy things have been the past 2 years, even. It's insane how quickly things change and progress, right?
Yeah.
Do you see what lady said?
Yo, bro, it's for the real ones. Like that's what they think a wallet guard. They think it's a condom for Web3.
It is. It's
Yeah,
protection.
it is, right? It technically is. Don't go raw dogging the blockchain. Use wallet guard. Like that's literally
That's yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You could raw dog with the wallet guard. Like it just like no, seriously, you guys know it's like you click on links, like you're safe. Like you guys to that degree, like you give the warning. You're like, hey, you
Remember,
keep
like,
going forward.
those old
Oh,
condom
yeah, yeah.
commercials with those old condom commercials that they say when the time is right and the moment is perfect and you want to interact with the blockchain, make sure you're protected.
I love it. That's the stuff right there. I saw actually, I see Winky commenting. It's really funny. They said Winky said incognito now when we were talking about VPN. I think it's important to note that all incognito does is it just creates a new browser session where when you close the window, it doesn't save any of the history. So that's completely different from like, anything having to do with security and also anything having to do with randomizing your IP address. Even though incognito Windows says it's like now they're saying fucking A because they probably thought that it was a VPN in some format. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of terms that get thrown around. So it's important to note that.
Yeah.
You know what I just started laughing about is it must be red on the minds. They know it's towards the end of the show and they know it's giveaway time, and our viewership just popped up. Like our viewership just went up more.
Yeah.
You're just like when they get that giveaway, they're just like, what? Come on, Homeboi Flicks. So look, guys, you already know we're gonna give away a Homeboi shirt or an NFT. We're gonna see what we're feeling, right, Luke?
For sure.
Let me
But
see how
we have
generous.
to let our very special guest Mike know that he's gonna be getting a one-of-one edition Homeboi Flick shirt with his
no way.
avatar on it, like you saw. Yeah, like you saw in the intro.
Yeah, like you saw in the intro.
The graphic.
You guys are amazing. Greatly appreciate you.
Yeah, brother. We got you.
Yeah, we do that with all of our guests, man. So you get your custom one-on-one, man. So that's just the official for that.
That's amazing. I greatly appreciate that, and I'm definitely going to be rocking it. That's for sure.
Yeah, bro.
I see there's like a share screen option. Is there a way that I could like quickly just show wallet guard working?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you want me to?
Can he do that on his end? I know we can have multiple screens. Can he do that too?
Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I can
there
see
it is.
that.
Perfect. Yeah, let's do that. Look at that. Ooh.
So this is like the security dashboard here. And by the way, this is a free application. We've been out for about a year. We have over 9,000 daily active users currently. And we recently went open source, and we are partnered. We have a strategic partnership with MetaMask, and we just recently got funded from IOSG Ventures, Ethereal Ventures, and Consensus. So very happy that they believe in us to the point where, hey, they're building out the product with us. So definitely big shout out to them. But yeah, Wallet Guard just makes it easy to keep your wallet extensions up to date. Take a look at any alert history, any suspicious websites you've went to, or any extensions that you don't necessarily want running in your browser. I know a lot of people never really check their extensions tab. So it's going to detect if there's something that you don't want running. It also gives you a link to our Academy page. So the Wallet Guard Academy is a free resource for all of that DYOR information that I was talking about before, which is how to secure your wallet, how to stay safe at NFT conferences, what are the best practices. So all of this information is available for free on our website in our Academy. And the official link is walletguard.app. I'm sure Homeboi will be posting that in the description, or at least the Twitter, the official Twitter page, wallet_guard.
For sure.
Yep. It's right there,
yeah,
actually. If you see it on the ticker, follow the homies wallet_guard. Yeah.
You guys are amazing.
And it's super, and might I add, it's super easy. I was just actually looking at the interface that I got to, on my desktop. It's amazing, man. I just love how simplicity it is. It's very informational, very amazing, like just really easy to use, like very simple.
I mean, that's the point. It's like when we were making it, it's like, how would we be comfortable letting our friends come into the space and understand like what's going on without like being so technical, right? Because that's the one thing people don't want to deal with. They just don't want to understand it. They just want it to work, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like let's say you type OpenSea wrong, right?
Right.
Quick example. I had a couple extra days. Bam, website's harmful. It's attempting to be OpenSea, right? And then we give you the right link to OpenSea. So this all happens live as you're using your browser. So yeah, that's just a quick rundown on it. And it's a free extension. Like I said, it's available for your desktop browsers. And yeah, definitely check us out. And if you guys have any questions or any input, we are building with the community. We want people's user feedback. We are not a bunch of VCs that don't care. Like we actually give a crap about what we're building, and we could have only gotten this far with input from people using the extension and letting us know how to make it better. So shout out to everybody that's using WalletGuard, and we hope that this show gets the info out a little more.
For
yeah,
sure.
dude, you know what? Like, that's why I guess was my interpretation, because I just got so excited about your guys' protection. And I understand your complete vision as being that middle guard, to that middle layer protection to help, all of us through this crazy space. But yeah, I was just like, so that's why I know you're like, well, yeah, we don't want the responsible your wallet instead of your crypto. But I was just like, man, I know, like, even if it's like you guys don't have access, but there's some protection over it at the top. Because I really like how the MetaMask and the WalletGuard interface, it's all kind of cool in my like, extension area where I could bring them both down, and it updates, like how you guys updated menu on there.
Yep.
So it's really cool. I love that. Yeah. So I think what you guys are doing is just incredible, and we're just stoked that you guys came on our show and wanted to do that. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out. Seriously.
Definitely, and would be awesome to jump on again in the future. It's a vibe. You guys are awesome. Sure. I loved it. An hour went by very quickly, and I greatly again appreciate that merch. You definitely didn't have to do that.
Oh, bro, no, we wanted to, man.
Do
that's what we typically do with our show, man. And I don't know who's in here right now. We got Nina,
Tracy. Yo, so we got 3 people in the house. Who's gonna get a quick giveaway today?
Yeah, we'll do a quick one right here.
If you're in the
Spin
house,
the wheel.
hashtag WalletGuard.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of you, so y'all gotta get
you guys. It's pretty easy right there.
Oh yeah.
We'll choose the winner really quick. We'll just share screen right quick here.
Oh, Mike, what's your shirt size, brother? T-shirt.
Large.
Large. Gotcha, brother. We'll talk to you in the DMs on where to send it to.
Amazing.
Woo!
So
is it between the 2 ladies?
I mean, baby
I
Nina.
think I think it's on Nina.
Oh,
that's my girl.
That's Luke's girl. He thinks
she's always in here watching. Usually she's here in person. She's kind of running a little late today, but she's on her way over here. But yo, Tracy and Nina, you guys the ones still in the house? Are we gonna do this giveaway for you guys?
This is it.
Yo, you guys gotta let us. Let us know that you're here.
There she goes.
Oh, there's Nina.
Oh, she's going for that.
Tracy, it might just be Nina unless Tracy's, Tracy.
Oh, Miss Tracy does. She's
little Tracy, little lady.
I know she's in there, Miss Lady. We talk to her all the time on the
She fell asleep on us again.
But
sometimes the chat gets a little weird for people, and they sometimes can't type because of the connection. But we'll just throw her in, and then we'll just choose the winner right here. So let's just do this really quick, just for the love, for the community.
Oh yeah.
Let's just do that.
Nina,
Spin that wheel.
love you, babe.
Here we go.
Thanks for coming in.
Oh yeah, thanks to everyone that came in.
Yeah,
Honestly,
mad love to you guys. Here we go. Let's do it.
here we go.
I mean, how often does that happen? Usually there's like 10 or 15 people on there.
He was right.
Nina beat out Lady.
Oh,
There you go. Tracy just responded too.
Oh,
nice.
That's all right. Tracy, we got you.
Tracy.
It's all right. Lady is in the house.
Yeah,
Nina, you got that giveaway, girl. We'll take
Yeah.
care of you.
Yeah. And
You know how that works.
Your man's got your back right there.
Yep.
You know, we'll give you something cool for sure. But no, dude, Michael, once again, bro,
Yeah,
we
Mike.
really appreciate you.
And we definitely want to have you on again, bro, for
Yeah,
sure. We want to track
we
the
definitely-
progress and what's going on.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of changes over the course of this year and next year. And yeah, we just want to see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to kick it again. And I'm sorry I just rambled on for so long, guys. I know it was a lot of info.
No, bro.
No, bro,
That's
great.
what this show is for, bro.
Yeah.
We're here to ramble. We're here to do the alpha, and we just want to spread the word to the community on all the amazing projects. You're very, very important what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Thank you again.
Yeah, man.
No worries, brother. So we'll go out with our outro.
Yeah,
but
brother. Mad love to
till
you.
then,
Congrats to Nina. Mad love to all you guys who came in. Happy Saturday, guys.
oh dear, let's go.
Shut up, Grandma.
Oh yeah, honey.